Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be counting down my top 5 simulation racing games for the PC in 2020. These games are based mainly on realism in terms of physics and force feedback, but I'm also going to be taking into account the gameplay and content, as there is no point recommending a sim if it's no fun. These games are best played on a decent force feedback wheel as opposed to a gamepad. Remember, this list is purely subjective and your choices may vary. At number 5 we have Race Room Racing Experience. This is a great sim to start as it's completely free to download. The physics present in this title are also surprisingly good, although some elements are lacking due to an older physics engine. Graphics are decent but nothing special. The reason that this is in number 5 is because the base content is somewhat lacking. There is tons of extra content to be bought, but if you want to achieve the same amount of features as some of the other games on this list, you are going to have to shell out well over £100. Despite this, if you are on the fence about sim racing and are not willing to delve right in and buy a game, I definitely recommend the base game for you to get your footing. In addition, AI in this game are very aggressive, providing a decent offline racing experience, and the user interface is fairly refined. Project Cars 2 is coming in at number 4. This game is leaps and bounds ahead of its predecessor in pretty much every single way. The graphics in this game are superb, and probably the best on this list. If you are looking for some eye candy, this is the path to take. On the contrary, physics in cars are extremely hit or miss. Some cars provide a pleasant driving experience and decent realism, however, there are far too many that are just not up to scratch for my liking. The base Project Cars 2 has by far the most content on this list, boasting an absurd amount of tracks and a healthy selection of cars. The UI is very user-friendly, and there is even a race engineer to assist you when making setups. Dynamic weather and time in this game are stunning. If purely fun and a plug-and-play element are your thing, Project Cars 2 will not disappoint. Next up in the list is R-Factor 2. This is arguably the king of physics and has a phenomenal car and tyre model. In terms of physics, this comes out on top compared to any other game on this list. A lot of the code is derived from R-Factor Pro, which most of the Formula 1 teams and NASCAR manufacturers use. This game was built on a slightly dated graphics engine, and therefore the graphics are not up to scratch with some of the newer games. There is a decent amount of content to be had, and the game is being updated with new DLCs. There is mod support, although limited, meaning you are not just restricted to the base game. Just missing out on the top spot is iRacing. This game is superb. It's an online-based racing service and has a very active player base. This game does have a hefty price, as it is a subscription-based game. In addition, there is plenty of additional content. However, one car can set you back upwards of £10. This additional content is extremely detailed and precise, so it's up to you if that's worth it. A large majority of the tracks are also laser scanned into the game, so you can be sure that they are accurate. Due to this game being an online service, there is no offline racing and thus no AI. You can take cars and test them offline, but if you are into AI racing, it's something worth keeping in mind. There are all different types of racing series, including oval, and there is a very good VR implementation in this title. Physics and car models are also extremely accurate, and as a result, many F1 drivers use this game to practice with. And now for number 1, and my personal favourite, we have Assetto Corsa. I absolutely love this game because I feel like it strikes the perfect balance of everything. Every car feels amazing and extremely satisfying to drive. There is decent AI implementation, tons of online racing, and decent graphics. One of the main things for me, however, is mods galore. There is a vast and extremely active modding community behind this game, and you can pretty much tailor-make this game to however you like it. Find the graphics a bit dated? Install a couple of mods, and everything will look like a completely different game. You can change the user interface, install apps to enhance your experience, and cram as many cars and tracks as your hard drive will allow, including real and fantasy. Mods range from decent to absolutely mind-blowing. There is something there for everyone. The physics are also up there with some of the best on any racing game. This is widely regarded as the hot lapping king. Race Department is one of the sites for these mods, and I will leave a link in the description if you are interested. This game will probably require the most time, however, to properly customize it. Anyway, that pretty much sums up my top racing simulators for 2020. And if you enjoyed, like the video and a sub would be appreciated.